Hi, it's Friday night, the 15th of January, and day 15 of 2021. Today's Living the Dream experience was looking back on my day and realizing that the principles I've been learning about and taking on for nearly a year now are now firmly set in my mind. They've become my new mapping that I've laid down on my mind's neural path, and they're now popping into the screen of my mind each time I'm challenged with situations that I have no control over. I'm finding myself choosing to think these right kind of thoughts, and it's so exciting to me. It truly is a living the dream experience, and you can have them too. Yesterday morning, as well as this morning, my power statement said, with Tanya's help, I'm going to replace my YouTube focus group video with my new one, and hopefully I'll be able to hear from her and from Croy before the week's out. Well, it's Friday and I haven't heard back from them, but that's okay. I know that they will. I've chosen to just continue working on the task that I can do something about, that I have control over, and I'll be patient, and I'm just confident I'll hear from them. So my number one task, well, I should show you this. Here's my to-do list for Friday. I got those all done, and I had a little extra few things that I got done as well. So my number one task today was to make sure that my Good to Know Monday Tips email was ready to go. It was set. I just wanted to make sure that it's going to go out on Monday morning early and land in people's inboxes, and that it functions right. My fun task for today was preparing to do a test Zoom call, coaching call with 4 family members and friends, so that I can go over everything and make sure I know how to set it up the right way and have the right kind of view, and see if one of them can hold off joining the call and join it later using the website join meeting link to see that that's working right as well, and a few other things too. I want to type out those steps and those questions and tests that will make sure that I have a good, successful Zoom call, my first coaching call. Man, that's exciting. And my exciting task for today was to check my email and voicemail. For the last couple, 3 or 4 days, this has been the exciting task that has drawn me up to my office as soon as I could get up there, because I wanted to find out if Tanya and Croy had gotten back to me. Well, neither of them have made contact since the last time I communicated with them via text or email or whatever, and that's okay. It's a little bit of a bummer, but I'm patient. Like I've been saying, I know they will, and then I can move forward on those 2 projects. Yes, it does slow me down, but it doesn't frustrate me. And here's why. It hasn't so far, and I'm moving forward on things I know I need to get done really before they really have that thing going and I start to launch my focus group. I've got a few things to do, and so I'm going to be patient. Next is my end of the success routine question that says, get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better? Well, did you wake up early and start strong? Check. Did you start your morning with power? Check. Were you productive throughout your day? Check. Did you get the most important things done? I did. Did you move your goals forward, pieces through the portal of my mind, manifest in the world of the physical? You just saw those. And I did show up as the person I wanted to for myself and for Kathleen. We had great personal time together. So the next end of the day success routine accountability question asks, were you honest with yourself today, Marty, about the tasks that you said you'd promised you'd get done? Well, I promised I would continue working on the tasks I have listed on a few additional task lists, as well as that single-page master task list of to-dos, which is what I did today. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? Well, I watched my must-see TV favorite 5 movies, of course. In fact, I pretty much have them memorized now. It's actually kind of fun to be able to call them up. I could describe them to you in detail if I had to. I also watched an instant pre-play movie about coaching my focus group participants. That's what's driving me to make sure I have the Zoom call settings all set up properly so that I know what I'm doing when I have that first coaching call. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can you do better tomorrow that if you get it done, even if it goes sideways trying to get it done, you'd still feel like a success? What would that one thing be? Well, the one thing I can improve on going forward, I think, is that, and I wrote it down as my power statement tomorrow, I will put more time in my workday schedule checklist, in particular in reprioritizing my to-do list. I have felt for some time now that I really need to look at my list and my single sheet master list and select the top most important 3 tasks that I have control over and make them a priority for the day, and the other things will fall into place if there's time. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you may have made today that I could turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, today was a good day. I was able to use it to set the table so that tomorrow, which is a Saturday, can be a success too. So I didn't have a failure today, and I don't think I had any mistakes that I made, and so it was a great day all around. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was connecting with a Zoom tech over chat and getting my questions answered so that I could have a good list of things to do when I have my Zoom coaching test call with my family and a couple friends. She was really helpful with me, and I'm ready to set up that call and go through those tests and make sure I get it all figured out. My next end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. Well, I gave today a 9. I worked at the speed of 9 all day today, so I gave it a 9, but it wasn't quite a perfect day, so I just dinged at 1 point. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says it is well to respect the leader. We should learn from them. We should observe them. We should study them, but we mustn't worship them. We should believe we can surpass them by believing we can go beyond where they have achieved and how far they've gone. Look at it this way. Belief is the thermostat that regulates what we accomplish in life. Study those folks who are shuffling down there in mediocrity. Learn that they believe that they are worth little, and so they receive little. Notice that. These are folks that believe they can do just average things. They don't believe they can do big things, and so they don't. We need to understand that. These are people who believe they are unimportant, so everything they do has unimportant marked on it. As time goes by, lack of belief in themselves shows through in the way these folks talk, walk, and act. Unless they readjust their thermostat themselves forward, they'll shrink. They'll grow smaller and smaller, and in their own estimation of themselves, it'll get smaller. And since others see us how we see ourselves, they will grow smaller in the estimation of the people around us. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the law of self-image, which says the person who sees themselves as advancing forward and as someone who is worth much receives much. People with good self-images believe that they can handle big, difficult assignments, and they do. Everything they do, the way they handle themselves with other people, their character, their thoughts, their viewpoints, all say, here is a professional. They are an important person. Then when we see that, we're amazed to learn that they are also down-to-earth people. Isn't that great? Find someone so fantastic, but they're so down-to-earth and loving. That's who I want to be. This leads me to the next thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for Dr. Schwartz, who said, a person is a product of their own thoughts. We're a product of our own thoughts. Simply put, us being the product of our thoughts is simply the result of making our minds work for us instead of letting them work against us. Mr. Schwartz goes on to share a story, and a fantastic story of a gentleman that wanted to tell him about his life change that he had in an instant once he decided to harness the power of belief. It is a fantastic story, like I said. Another way of saying harness the power of belief is how I call it harnessing the power of the plus factor within us, which I talk about all the time in my coaching. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. We'll talk about some more of this tomorrow night and beyond. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.